Hello, I'm Claudia Orengo, a graphic designer and watercolor artist from Barcelona, and in this video I'll show you how to design your own watermark in Photoshop to protect your artwork online in 3 different ways. If you want to learn more about freelancing and making a living selling your art online, you can subscribe to my channel to be notified when I post new video every week. Many of my students from the Beginner's Guide to Passive Income class ask me about copywriting and protection when selling your art online or even posting to social media. Using a watermark is the strongest protection you could have to avoid people stealing your creations. And I'm going to teach you now how to design it very easily and quickly using Photoshop. I opened this image in Photoshop because that's the example that I want to show you how to add the watermark. And I'm going to be using my logo, but you can use any image you want as watermark. So this is the first way we are going to be using, creating a brush. All you have to do is open your logo or your image that you want to use as watermark. And it doesn't matter if it has a background, a white background like I do here. That's why I opened the JPEG version of the logo. But you simply go to Edit, Define Brush Preset, and by default the name it will give will be the name of your file, but you can change it to anything you want. So logo watermark, it could be one perfect name, and you're gonna say OK. So now, by default, Photoshop will open you the brush on your tools and you will have this logo already done as a brush. So a good thing to keep in mind is that your logo should be in a big file size so that then your watermark brush will be big as the original image, okay? So now we're going to be using this brush on the other file. I'm simply gonna select for now the selection tool and go to this file, and I'm gonna create a new layer on top, select the brush, and under here you can change which brush do you want to use, but in this case we're using the latest one. So as you can see, if I click now here, it's just adding the watermark on my design, and it's painting in white because we have white selected, but if I change it and I paint in black, that's how it shows. The good thing about using brushes is that it keeps the opacity of the original document. So in this case I was using watercolors, and that's why the final effect looks like this. Okay, that was option 1. Let's delete this layer and let me show you option 2. So we have again the logo. Now instead of using the JPEG version, I want you to have a PNG version of your logo, something like this, so that there is a transparent background. All you want to do is create a new layer, select the color you want the watermark to have. In my case, I'm going to be making it in white. Paint that layer with the paint tool, click, and now come in between the layers and pressing Alt, you simply click and it's applying all that color over your image. Now you can press Command Shift E to join all the layers, or you can do the same by coming under here and press Merge Visible. Now with this layer we are gonna simply drag it to our document, and there we have it. So the difference, as you can see, is that in this case it's not keeping the transparency, it's just making the silhouette of your logo. So depending on the logo or the image you want to use as watermark, it will work best one or the other option. Okay, that was option 2, and now let's see option 3. I'm gonna delete again this layer, and what I'm gonna do is come back to my logo, go back, delete this layer so we only have the logo, and I'm gonna save this as a pattern. So I'm gonna come to Edit and Define Pattern. Now I'm gonna say OK, And now we're gonna go back to the original drawing, create a new layer, select our painting tool, change it to pattern, and from the drop down here you select the pattern you want. So I'm gonna select this last one and simply click and paint. And now it's painting with my pattern over the illustration. Of course, now it's showing it in color, so the best thing would be to use a drawing, so your logo in white or in black, wherever it works best for you. But that's how you create a simple pattern from your logo and you apply it as a watermark. Now that we have covered the three options, let me know in the comments which one did you like the most and which one are you going to be using. I love reading your comments, so I cannot wait to know your opinion. Now before you go, let me show you an extra tip. So we can edit the layer that we are using as watermark and turn off the opacity so that it shows more or less. So that could be a better watermark in this case with colors, or we can do the same with the second option. So let's bring it back here. We had this painted in white. We applied it here, we joined the layer and we simply dragged it to the document. Now with this layer here, we can turn off the opacity and have it showing less. Now you know exactly how to design your own watermark in Photoshop. If you want to learn more about selling your art online, feel free to join my beginner's class to passive income. You will find the link here and in the description. Finally, let me know in the comments if you like this video, if you have any questions, and don't forget to subscribe to be notified every week with a new video.